Welcome to I believe it's sixth video session for Excel Module 1 textbook project. I did skip a step that I should have done in the last video, so let's take care of that first. We want to widen the column so we can read everything. So if you'll take your mouse pointer and just click on the row letter A, and then let's try that again, downward pointing arrow, drag all the way across to N, and then you can double click. You got a two-way pointing arrow on a vertical bar in between the little selections between or divisions between the cells. Doesn't matter which one you click on, just double click on one of them and it should widen all of your columns to a best fit, an auto fit if you will, that now you can read all the months that you have here, and office supplies and miscellaneous isn't overflowing into the next cell and so forth. So that was one little step I forgot to do. Seems to be my kryptonite. I keep forgetting to do it. Next, we're going to work with adding a pie chart to our worksheet. As you read through this, you'll note that you have 17 chart types from which you can choose to create your various charts with your numeric data. Alright, just to show you what we have available for that, obviously we go to Insert, and I want to go to Recommended Charts. They don't have you do this first. They actually have you select your data. But I just wanted to show you that they have lots of different chart types, recommended charts, plus you can go see all the different categories of charts that are out there. There's all kinds, and because I haven't selected any data, it's not plotting very well. But I wanted you to see that there are all charts, and then there would be charts that it would suggest based upon the data that you selected. So let's select our data. We want to use the range of A9 through A16, A9 through A16, and then we need to make sure we see our column N. We want to hold down the Control key and get N9 through N16. We're wanting to plot these two columns of data. The expense categories will be our titles, the names of our series. The values in total, in the total column that we selected, will be the values or the slices of pie that we will have in our pie chart. And you never include the total because that's like having 100% of pie inside pieces of pie that also add up to 100. So it's like trying to cram 2,000% of pie into one pie dish that can only hold 100%. So we never want to capture the total unless what we're working with are just strictly the totals of the columns or something. But you would never want to get that total row when you're plotting individual values. Okay, so we've got our series. Let's go back to recommended charts just to show you, hey, a pie chart's one of those recommended charts. They explain to you how you would use it. So if you clicked on pie chart, it tells you it has to be proportions of a whole, should always equal 100%. So if you're not quite sure which kind of chart to use to plot your data that you've selected, recommended charts is a great way to find a chart that fits your particular selections and plot that chart accurately. Now, we're just going to go to the pie, insert pie or donut chart. Now, you have three-dimensional pie. If you want to hover over it, you can see a little drawing in the background. You can do a donut, okay? For our purposes, we're going to do a 2D pie. This is taking a piece of a pie, a slice, and dividing it into another smaller pie. So maybe this was miscellaneous and you want to show the pieces that make up miscellaneous. You can also do that with a bar. But we're just going to choose the 2D pie. And it lands it right smack dab into your worksheet, and it goes ahead and plots the pieces of pie according to the values. You have a legend here. My biggest concern is that we have too many shades of blue and we have too many shades of orange, reddish orange, and even a slither of yellow. But we can change the characteristics of our pie chart. So we've got our pie in 2D and it's plotted hopefully correctly. we want to change the name of the chart title, so we click up there in the chart title, and I usually try to highlight this, and most of the time it listens to me. This is going to be monthly expenses. And then I'm just going to click away because I don't hit the enter key. So now I have monthly expenses. I'm still in the chart area. Okay. Now the chart style, there's a couple of ways to get to chart styles. The chart styles button here on the side is going to list chart elements, and you can see chart title, data labels, and the legend. You can go down one more to the paintbrush, and there's your chart styles, and these are the same styles that run across the top on your ribbon if you are in Chart Tools Design. So you could go down 1, 2, 3. By the way, you can hover over these to see what they're going to look like. And you should get a little screen tip that tells you when you're on step 6. I know a lot of people like to have this darker background. So just to kind of run through, this is one I would not use. I think it's obvious why I would not use it. So I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to try to find chart 6, or I can just close this one out. I can go up here to chart styles and start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the one they want me to use. So I'll click on it. Notice how the legend is now on the right hand side. Now we also would like to move this chart to its own separate worksheet. To do that, you'll notice in Chart Tools Design we have a Move Chart in the location group. So click on that. Right now it's an object that's embedded in Sheet 1. Yes, we can move this and keep it inside of our Sheet 1 and just place it below or someplace where we can scroll down and see it. But sometimes it's good to have it just on its own worksheet. So we're going to choose New Sheet. For the chart name, they want us to use Monthly Expense Chart. Make sure it's expense, not expenses, not plural. Then say OK, and you're going to see it open up on its own worksheet, and there's the title of that worksheet. We want to change the sheet tab name and color of Sheet 1. So we're going to go back, click on Sheet 1, and then just double click on it, and you should get into edit mode where you can change the name. This will be called Monthly Finances. And just hit the enter key. Now, okay, something jumped when I wasn't realizing it was jumping. Okay, let me try that again. Here we go. I saw it jump, but I didn't think it jumped out of the box. Monthly Finances. Now, right click on that particular one, choose Tab Color, and we're going to go over and use the same green accent 6 that we've used for the titles of our worksheet. Now we're going to click on the Save button to save what we've done so far. And this is a good place to stop, and we'll pick up